Hey guys, it's GameFace and welcome to episode 1 of my Leeds United career mode here on FIFA 19, a new FIFA and of course a new Leeds United career mode. Really looking forward to this series, hopefully you guys are as well. For those who don't know, Leeds United are my team, so I'm really happy that you guys did vote for them in the poll. If you didn't see the poll, then basically Leeds United beat Man United, not for the first time.
And this is Beckford, he just ran away from him, but he'll still get a strike in and goal, and score against Stretford end!
We are now going to crack on with things straight away in today's episode. We'll be trying to sign some players, maybe selling one or two, but I think the chances of actually selling players are probably quite slim, to be honest, because we've already got quite a small squad. So we're going to mainly add to the players that we already have here. We've got a budget of £15 million or just under, which will do us for both this window and the next window. So before we go any further though, if you could try and hit 100 likes on today's video, then I'd really appreciate it. And of course, if you are new to the channel, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button. That'd be absolutely great. Trying to push towards 20,000 subscribers, so that'd be absolutely brilliant if you could go ahead and do that. And we're going to go through quickly some of the objectives, see what we have to try and do. There's no critical ones, which is good for us. Youth development, make £2.65 million profit from youth player sales in 2 seasons. We should be able to do that. Brand exposure, sign one crucial first team player assigned to the forward position. Okay, that wants to sign a new striker. I'm assuming we've got Bamford on this, so I don't really know why that's really needed, but we'll have a look at that. Financial one's low, reduced player wages by 44 grand. That's going to be tough. Domestic success, gain automatic promotion. I don't want to just gain automatic promotion. I want to win the league title. Leeds United currently top of the championship right now, and so I want to try and replicate what they're doing right now and hopefully go on to win the league and get into the Premier League like that. Emirates FA Cup round of 32 is what they want me to do. We should hopefully be able to do that. Of course, no continental success. But the main priority for me is finishing first in this championship season, getting into the Premier League and establishing ourselves there. And let's crack on with everything now. Let's first of all, I think, take a look at the squad as a whole and just see who we need to get rid of, if anybody. I don't think, like I said before, I don't think we have to get rid of loads of players. We do already have a fairly good squad, but there are certain players I want to maybe just tweak. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the players I'm going to try and sell to begin with. Now, rather than loaning all of these guys out like Leeds have in real life, I am going to try and sell some of them that I don't think we're going to use. Anita's going to be one of them. O'Kane's going to be another. I know he's got a broken leg, I think, in real life right now as well, whilst he was out on loan, but we're going to try and sell him on this. Ekiban will also be leaving us, I think, as well. But I'm always open to your guys' suggestions in the comments section below. If you want me to try some of these guys out again, then just let me know, and that's what we'll try and do. Diaz we're also going to sell as well, just because of his age and overall in general isn't that good. We are going to loan out the guy that has been loaned out. I'm not going to try and pronounce his name. I'm not very good at pronunciations, but he has been loaned out in real life, and I'm going to try and do the exact same on here as well to give him an opportunity to try and perform. Same with Edmondson. I don't think he's ready for the first team on FIFA right now. 57 overall. He needs a bit of training. I need probably a bit of game time away at another club. Speaking of training, we are going to be training up 5 of our youngsters here. I'm keen to try and get some overall growth in some of our younger players. One player I'm a little bit disappointed about is Peacock Farrell's overall. I think it's been very hard done by there to get 66 overall in this FIFA. Alice said a bit closer to 70, if not 70 overall in my opinion, but we're going to train these guys up. We can always rotate them and things like that at some point. Let's also take a look at the team as well before we get onto signings. I don't want to jump into that too quickly. The formation I don't really think is the formation that Leeds have been playing. In my opinion, I'd say it's more of a 4-1-4-1, although it does vary in the game. So we are going to try and replicate the 4-1-4-1. We're also going to try and replicate what Bielsa has been doing in real life in terms of the style of play. So that sort of passing game, that short passing and building from the back, that sort of thing we're going to try and replicate, which I might mean I spend some time doing the game plans at some point, probably off camera. But in my opinion, this is more like what the Leeds team has looked like. Obviously, I appreciate Berardi is playing centre-back as well, so you could argue he could well start there, but for me that's more what it looks like in real life. We're just going to try and sort out the player positions in game and things like that to make sure that tactically we've got it spot on. I don't know if we really have a need to bring in a striker. We've got Bamford, we've got Roof, we've got Roberts. I think those 3 are okay. Obviously none of them are going to completely storm this league and storm the Premier League or anything like that, but I do think they're alright for this sort of level and what we're trying to achieve this season. I think we've got a nice cover there. My issue is probably the centre-back position. I know obviously Berardi can play there, but I'd much rather have someone that's more of a solid centre-back. I was hoping to try and bring in Phil Foden. I obviously know he's not centre-back, but I was trying to bring in Phil Foden. Unfortunately, they're not interested in loaning out right now, which is a little bit disappointing. I was hoping we could maybe use Bielsa's connections there, but it didn't quite work, sadly. I also want to quickly set up a scouting network in England as well to look for young English players. I think Leeds have obviously got a massive sort of history of bringing in young English talent, so that's what we're going to try and do here. For 9 months, we'll just try and find anyone that we can. Okay, so we've already got a loan offer coming in for Shaughnessy from China. Yeah, China want him. He might move for the big money. We've obviously not got him on loan, so he's actually, I think, our third or fourth choice centre-back, not really too sure. But China's come in for a loan offer here. We're going to reject that quite obviously. I want to try and keep Shaughnessy. He's going to be a utility player, someone that we could play in, hold midfielder as well, but I don't suspect he'll be too near the starting 11 very often. At least if we can get a proper centre-back in, he shouldn't be. And speaking of centre-backs, bidding for Janssen from Porto, absolutely not. Janssen will be staying with us, definitely. £7 million for him. We have got a few scout reports coming in for centre-backs though. Liam Moore, Craig Dawson, Nathan Baker, just a few there that I've been scouting. Just looking at a few players, seeing what could be a good option for us. Some of them more expensive than others, obviously. But yeah, Craig Dawson could be interesting. He might be able to help us, assuming we get into the Premier League as well. So he might be one that we go for. It's also a little bit tricky as well to know what centre-back to bring in because, Cooper's the captain and whoever comes in is going to replace him. So it's a little bit tricky, this situation. Maybe I get someone for the bench, but I'd much rather try and improve the back line than just sort of build on it. Bidding for Luke Ayling here, Cagliari, of all teams. That's going to be rejected quite clearly. Bidding for Ekiban, though. He is transfer listed, and it's 760 grand. I think we'll take it. We'll send him there. We'll just see what happens. Loan offer here for Pearce. China coming in for our players again. Keep out of it. Go away. We don't want Chinese teams coming in for our players. So let's reject that. It's important for me that I think Pearce stays at the club. I really want to try and incorporate him somehow. I don't want him to go on loan, I don't think, this season. I want to try and use him. I want to try and train him up as well, hopefully. Bidding for Anita, another player that's transfer listed, 770 grand. Again, we'll accept it, see whether that gets agreed. Great news for us here. Our young centre-back going up to 64 overall. Fantastic news. Struchik, is that how you pronounce his name? Probably not, but we'll go with it. Fantastic to see him going up. Offer in for O'Kane here. We're having a good sort of run of offers for some of our players that are listed. 990 grand for Malaga. It's a strange club to go in for him, but we'll accept it again and just see what happens over the next few days. Okay, let's try and get a deal done here for Craig Dawson if we can. It's one of those sort of deals which might be a little bit tricky. Value of £5.5 million. We're going to put in a bid of 6 initially. See what West Brom say to that. It's obviously a big chunk of our budget here, but it's important. Wait, what? That's a fair offer. They've just accepted £6 million. Okay, I was about to say it's quite important that we do get a solid centre-back in, I think, through the door, but West Brom accepting £6 million straight away, which I wasn't expecting. I also like the fact that he can play as a full-back as well, which is pretty important. He reminds me a little bit of like a Luke Ayling, except nowhere near as good. But anyway, let's go through now and try and get a contract sorted. A 1-year contract. Is he taking the mick? Come on. He's not 50. Right, we're going to have to go 2-year contract. That's ridiculous. Never seen that before. Just accept 2. Okay, £28,500. Exact same wage as he was on before, actually, which is quite good for us. We'll accept that. And Craig Dawson joins the club. 2-year contract is a little bit strange, but we'll get him on a new deal at some point. And he is now a Leeds United player. Really happy with that. It's us sort of building already for the Premier League in a way. It's obviously a big amount of money, £6 million, and I don't intend really to splash too much more. We'll probably go for more like loan signings or smaller signings coming up because this money's also got to do us for the January transfer window as well. And that does mean that Cooper at the moment is replaced at the back. It's now Craig Dawson and Pontus Jansson. We'll see exactly how that goes this season. Cooper might well end up coming into this team. We also get a lot of injuries usually as well. I'm also keen to hear your guys' thoughts about Blackman and Bailey Peacock-Farrell. Obviously, we know that Blackman's got the better overall. I'm sticking with Bailey for now, but we might do a vote or something if I remember to do it. As far as our transfers go, I don't really feel the need to come in and sort of rip the team apart. I'm very happy with what we've got right now, and I think it's important we keep it fairly realistic. That one signing might be the only one we actually make in this window. Still leave your suggestions, though. There might be something that I like, and we might obviously get rid of some players, so keep leaving your suggestions. But for now, at least, I don't want to bring anybody else in. Anita's been sold. That's good news. 550 grand from that. O'Kane's transfer talks broke down, and we've got a bid in for O'Kane once again. And once again, we are going to accept it and see what happens. A lot of foreign teams going in for O'Kane. Great news for us this week. Roberts going up and Bailey Peacock-Farrell going up as well. Fantastic to see that so quickly. Bid in for Ekiban, a little bit more this time round. 850 grand. Let's accept it. Bid in for Pontus, though. Again, going to reject it. Not interested in any of these offers. Bid in for Saiz, and no, I think you'd have to add a few extra noughts on the end for him to actually leave us. £7.8 million is not going to be enough, quite clearly. I have no interest in selling him. Great news for Pearce as well this week. 63 overall for him. Fantastic again to see more growth in our youngsters. Training injury, and it's Diaz that's out for 3 weeks. Luckily, it's just him and nobody else. That's okay for us. Ekiban has been sold, 600 grand for him. Bid in for O'Kane as well. Las Palmas coming in for him this time round. Let's accept it. And let's see whether he can leave. Multi-scouting update as well before this game that we're going to be playing against Stoke City to kick off the season. What a scouting update this is as well. Max Harrison looks great. We'll sign him up quite obviously. Anyone else? No. Okay, so on to this game against Stoke City. Really looking forward to this game. We're obviously going to go for this team. One new signing, Dawson, starting this game, and everyone else, as you probably expect, starting as well. This is obviously the first match I've played with this team, and I've sort of tweaked the tactics a little bit, so we'll wait and see whether it works or not in-game. If it doesn't, then we'll get it right for other matches. So it might not be the perfect sort of Leeds-style performance in this game, but we're building to that. This is just the first game I've played with Leeds, so we're going to go with it. We're playing a legendary difficulty. We'll see whether that's okay. I reckon it will be. It usually is, so we'll go with that. Let's see how we get on. First game for us. Okay, here we go for this game against Stoke City to kick off the season. A little bit unsure how this is going to go, because I need a big performance from Calvin Phillips. He's arguably the most important player on the pitch here. If he doesn't play his role properly, this might go pretty bad. Hopefully he does. If not, then we can always sort things out at a later point. But let's see what happens. Hopefully we can come away with a victory here. Just about getting that passing style right. I've put it on possession-based football as well, so hopefully that's going to help us. Here we go. Pablo Hernandez into Roof. Roof trying to switch it. Alioski, big chance. Alioski puts it wide. So close. But a good thing is he stayed on side, at least. Doesn't happen often, but a great volley actually there from Alioski. Unfortunately, though, can't quite hit the target. So close. What a start that would have been to the game. Come on, Calvin. Hit that pass. Lovely. There we go, Pablo. Oh, nearly nutmegged him. Chance. Side netting. Stoke City going close there. Calvin Phillips pick up a yellow card early on as well. That's not great, but I mean, what have they done to his hair there? It's not quite accurate. Roof waiting for Saiz. Big chance. Samu Saiz saved by Jack Butland. And out for a corner. Good bit of play once again here. Let's get this ball into the box. Pablo to deliver. Ayling's in there, and Ayling doesn't even jump for it. Click on the edge of the box to shoot. Oh, just drags it wide slightly. Close one. Out for a corner here. Pablo Hernandez going to try and deliver it into a good position. Pontus is there, and just heads it wide. Jack Butland came for it and didn't do a great job, but unfortunately can't hit the target. Okay, half-time, it's 0-0. Still learning this team, like I said at the start of the game, so still got to try and find exactly the right balance with the tactics and that sort of thing. I'll make one or two tweaks, because that midfield's going to get very tight very quickly. But I think we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Calvin's obviously on a booking, which is a little bit worrying for me, but for now we're not doing too badly. Let's just have a look at the instructions, because I've got Saiz and Click both to get forward, I think. We'll put Click on balanced instead. And we'll see if that just makes a slight difference. Okay, so with 30 minutes to go, we are going to make a couple of changes here to try and help us win this game. But also just to kind of switch things up a little bit as well. So Baker's coming on, Harrison are coming on. We're taking off Calvin Phillips and Saiz. These aren't changes that can be made every single game. It's just about trying things out with this being the first game. Pablo's going to play alongside Click in a similar sort of Saiz type role. Baker will drop back a little bit and we'll see whether he can play that position. Chance here, Pablo Hernandez over to Alioski. Had to go a little bit wider, did Alioski there. Chance here for Roof to play it through. Click with an opportunity. Click. Save by Butland. Pablo needs the support of Alioski. Alioski still coming here. Chance for Roof. Over to Harrison. Going to cut this one back. Jack Harrison crosses in. Oh, the cross wasn't quite right. Need another runner. Alioski. Over to Pablo. Pablo Hernandez. Oh, saved again by Butland. We just have a goal, please. Final change. Bamford on. Roof coming off for the final 5 minutes here. And let's see if we can do something around this corner. I thought we'd score with Pablo then. That was really close. It's going to be Pablo, I think, to deliver this one into the middle. Can we pick somebody out, please? Baker's there. Oh, can't win it. Too many tall players. Final chance maybe for us here. Bamford over to Alioski. Come on. Pick somebody out. Alioski into the middle. Chance. Oh, headed wide by Click, and that'll be it. Finishes 0-0. Gutted that we couldn't win our first game of the season. Still getting used to the team, obviously, and I've picked out a few things that we need to improve on ready for the second game. But a good start. There's certainly a lot of good points there. At least didn't come here and didn't go and lose and look pretty bad performance-wise. We actually didn't look too far away from what Leeds have been doing in real life. Just without the goals, that's kind of the thing, really, that we need to improve on. I mean, the stats don't lie, really. 9 shots, 5 on target. Possession-wise, we can improve, definitely. There's a few passes that we misplaced, but I think overall, I'm happy. Some player drills again this week. Calvin Phillips going to 72. We've also got a young centre-back going to 65, and Roberts up to 67. Great to see that. 3 players going up in 1 week. Bid in for Calvin Phillips from the Farmers League. We're going to reject that there from Celtic. No interest in that sort of offer for him. Okay, so on to this next game now against Derby, I think it is. I'm keeping the exact same team that we're going with. I've made a few tweaks. Calvin Phillips have dropped back a little bit. I've told Ayling and Douglas to get running forward more, which they didn't do in the last game. And so we're going to go with that, see what happens. Exact same bench as well. I don't think there's any need to make any big changes straight away. So still figuring things out. But I think the first game was very positive. Let's try and win this second game now. Let's also try out this amazing away kit. Look at that. Beautiful. beautiful. Come on, guys, let's get ourselves a big victory here against Derby County. Second league game of the season, our final game of today's episode. Let's try and end on a victory. Roof looking to Saiz. Saiz going back here, and a chance for Roof. He's ran through on goal. Kemal Roof. Oh no! What's happened there? That's absolutely dreadful. Inside 8 minutes, drags that one so far wide. Look, it goes the complete wrong direction. Oh my days, that should have been our first goal of the league campaign, but unfortunately it's gone off target. Roof wouldn't have missed that. It's been a bit of a frantic first half here, looking to try and create something before half time, but unfortunately right now we haven't quite had that many clear-cut opportunities. Okay, it's half time, not going to lie, a little bit frustrated by that first half. We had a couple of chances, Roof probably should have scored and it should really be 1-0, but it's not, and so we can't really dwell on that. Some things that I have picked up on for the first half. There's a real disconnect between the attack and defence. Huge gaps between there. Shouldn't be happening at all. So tactically we need to get that right. We need to adjust the depth as well. We're too far back in our own box. We need to be further up the pitch, higher up the pitch with our defence. So that's what we're going to try and do in this second half, I think. And yeah, I've got to try and just figure something else out as well. Yeah, so a couple of other tweaks in the instructions as well. But we need to try and get Pablo helping out a little bit more. He's being dragged back a little bit while Staliowski stays going forward. So the balance isn't quite right in that first half. We're going to hopefully see some changes though in the second half. Calvin Phillips coming forward. We have to make something of this chance. Big opportunity here. Roof into Click. Click now into Calvin and lost it. No, not there. Not there, Leeds. Chance, big opportunity. What a save. Kept it at 0-0. Have to be careful there. Still getting used to the passing here quite clearly. But yeah, a little bit disappointed by the positioning we're getting ourselves into. Not getting into the right spaces at the times. That's so frustrating. Chance here though for Pablo Hernandez. He's through. Does he have the pace to keep going though? Pablo has to score. Oh, it's saved. Followed up. Roof does it. It's 1-0. I think. Yes, it is. It's 1-0. We've scored our first league goal. Finally, it happens. Just as we look like we're about to concede. We've gone up the other end. Counter-attacked a little bit. I think, I don't even know if you can call it that, but Pablo runs through, clean on goal. It was saved initially, but Roof nods into an empty net. 1-0. We're in front. I'd say it's deserved as well. First change, Forshaw on, Calvin Phillips to come off. Click's going to go play in front of the defence this time round. We'll see how that works out for the final 25 minutes. Again, still tweaking things and trying things out with different players. So that's really the whole point of this change. There we go, ball through to Pablo. Didn't expect him to again be running through clean on goal. Doesn't quite have the pace this time though, I don't think. He'll try a cross. Gets blocked, he won't even get a corner. Chance here for Roof. Now I got to play it over to Pablo. He's going to need some support though. He's going to get caught up pretty quickly. Over to Kemal Roof. It's blocked by the hand, surely. We should really have handballs on, shouldn't we? But there you go. It's out for a corner, and it's Pablo now to deliver this ball into the box. Saiz is there and connects with it, but not particularly well. Okay, 10 minutes to go. Final two changes. Baker and Harrison to come on. We'll take off Click and Saiz. Very tired in that midfield. Gonna have to keep an eye on that and maybe look to try and sort something out somehow to try and make sure we're not taking them off every game. Big chance here. Pablo gets tripped up. Had to be a foul. I can't believe he's not given that. Ball goes in. No way. Off the bar. Was that even onside? It's 1-1. Oh my days. 4 minutes left out of nowhere. Derby County have equalised. And we might be heading in front of the draw here. How has this even happened? Why has no one stayed with him? What's going on here? Of course it's Cameron Jerome. Always is. 3 minutes to go to try and find a winner now. That's so frustrating as that. Jack Harrison driving forward, trying to create something if he can. Oh, come on, Jack. Give us something. Gonna try and find a cross into the middle here. And it's headed away. We're at risk of losing this game if we're not careful here. So vulnerable at the back at times. Look at the state of us. Finishes 1-1. Oh my god, we look so in control there. But 2 points dropped as far as I'm concerned now. Another draw for us, that's not good. So yeah, very disappointed with that one obviously, but we're not quite at Bielsa-Ball just yet. We need a few more games, I think, to try and get into the swing of things. Still a lot of things I'm noticing that's not quite right. Second half performance much better though. We deserve to win that game, undoubtedly. Possession-wise, again, we need to improve. We need to work out the passing system on this new game as well, because the passing system isn't the exact same. It's a little bit different, and I'm still trying to figure that out, as well as try and get a sort of lead style of play going. So Bielsa-Ball, we're a few games off, I think, for now, but still pleased from what I've seen. I certainly think we need to just make a few little tweaks tactically, and then we shouldn't be too far away. We were on constant pressure for those 2 games. It's tempting to change it to press after possession loss, which gives you 7 seconds where you press. And that's the thing I'm thinking about, just to make sure we don't drain our centre mids completely, because those guys are getting really, really tired in these games. So we might change to that one for next episode to see how we go with that. And I think that is what we'll do. Made a couple of other tweaks as well to the instructions, like playing Roof as a striker that gets in behind a little bit more. So we're going to try and work on that. I think we're in a good position though. I'm very happy with that. Just disappointed we couldn't nick that last win. That would have been a really good start to the season. But we can still get back on track, still undefeated, and a couple of wins on the bounce will look really, really good for us as well. Harrison looks strong, attempting to play him a little bit more. But yeah, I think we've just got to be a bit careful we don't tire these players out. It's a cup game against Gillingham in the next episode, so we'll try and change around the team for that game, give a few other players a bit of a chance to get a full 90 minutes under the belt. Some play drills to end things here, no change in overall, but still a few stats going up. And that'll be everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching, I really do appreciate all you guys' support. Please go ahead and hit that like button on today's video, let's try and hit 100 likes if we can, and also subscribe if you haven't already as well, as I try and push towards 20,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate you going ahead and doing that. Thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you next time, hopefully get a couple of wins. Goodbye.